We are back with probably real leaks this time from McFarlane. The last one we got, but this time I think it's more substantiated, and we're back on track with real leaks. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. Today we've got more McFarlane leaks. I think we can leave it to Todd to be the leakiest of toy companies. But I mean, these really usually aren't leaked like with our Legends with Rectangular. He'll leak the entire year. And right. McFarlane's kind of like, hey, here's what's coming next month.
A couple months out. Yeah.
Right. And I think maybe one of these was already announced. I don't remember. I don't know. We'll get into it. But we're going to start out with the 7-inch stuff because that's what Jordan and I are more into. And then we've got some 5-inch and 6-inch stuff too. So we'll do kind of our back and forth unless there's something Jordan's really excited about. He wants to skip the order. But we'll start out.
Jokerized? Because if there is...
I saw the one... Oh, yep, I see a Jokerized in here. I liked the thing you had sent me from the Facebook groups. Leave it to Todd to do a Joker dressed as Batman, dressed as Joker.
Well, it was like that video or that meme of that guy's like mind like exploding. He's like, Batman dressed as Joker, dressed as Batman, Joker eyes. It's like, oh.
This is what the people want. Oh, all right. So the first one, not Jokerized, but we've got a hazmat suit Batman, an art line gold label. So we've gotten this hazmat suit before because I think this is one that maybe even came with like a light up feature in one of the like really rare versions.
Yeah, I think so.
But the art line seems it's not the exact same kind of wording as what we've gotten in previous leaks where it's like the line art where it's like the black and white Joker or black and white other characters. So I kind of wonder if that's what this is.
Yeah, doesn't it say line art on it?
Is that what the other ones were like distinguished as? Maybe it was. Sure. Okay, maybe it is the same.
It's just like those sketch versions, right?
Yeah, okay. So I don't know why this one would have been chosen to be a sketch version, but hey, if you don't have the hazmat one or if you have it and you really wish it was black and white.
I've never seen any of those in person. Have you?
Not in person. I think they look pretty cool just like in the pictures. Like I've seen Entertainment Earth has a exclusive Joker, and then there's the non-exclusive Joker. I think those ones look kind of cool.
There's a few maybe if you had like a Hush Batman or something, could look cool like that. But I almost feel like if you just kind of do it for random figures, it doesn't make it as cool. But
yeah. And I guess we maybe should have started this out too. I think these are a little bit more substantiated leaks than our last video. Even though that last video did pretty well, I think we got from the Reddit jokers. Yeah. Because apparently those were faked leaks. But I was really hoping we'd get a Daffy Duck.
Maybe Todd will see that now and be like, that's a great idea. Daffy Duck flame variant. Yeah, and then we've also got of course, 7-inch Mr. Freeze, which is a blacklight version, gold label.
How do you feel about that, Jordan? You like your Mr. Freeze, and don't you want him to be blacklit? I think that could be kind of cool.
Wait, really?
I think it depends. Like if he's blacklit, like all green and kind of like some of the other ones, that's less cool. But if he's like a blue blacklight version, I think that could be kind of cool. You're not feeling it?
No, there's just so many jokes I can make about blacklighting.
Blacklight
collection or something.
Well, we can't blacklight with our collection being in our bedrooms.
It's almost like there's
what's going on in here?
There's almost just so many jokes I can't decide where to start there. So maybe it's best to move on.
All right. Well,
I'm good on that one. But next one sounds cool. But.
All right. You're looking forward to a 7-inch Superman classic?
I mean, I think that's kind of what the people have been wanting for a long time. I guess I wonder,
what's it going to look like? I mean, obviously it's going to be red and blue, but we've seen some red and blue Supermans that look pretty goofy. So is this actually going to be a desirable look, or are we
tells
still...
me he knows enough people just want like a standard classic Superman. I know that, what was that, Action Comics 1001 was kind of going high. I don't know if it still is, but that's like the most regular Superman.
Yeah, I had that one for a while, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. The one thing I know people want is like they don't want him grimacing or scowling or something.
Yeah.
I could honestly see, though, him doing this one, like the sculpt's perfect, everything you want, but he's just like stone-faced, and then there's like a gold label where he's got like a smirk or something. Almost guarantee it.
Oh, that's funny.
But I would be interested in a classic Superman. I've kind of been holding out hope that he'll do one, so I think
he's put out some good Batmans recently, so it's about time. I mean, he's put out a lot of Supermans recently, but none of them are really the one that you're hoping for. So, yeah.
Almost.
So close.
I'm hoping he reuses the handsome Shrek head.
That's what I think would just totally like destroy it. Is that's got to be the worst head sculpt out of any Superman. Although, like, was it the one with Doomsday was also not great either. I think that one's where he's very like, it's just very like.
I've seen the handsome Shrek head in real life. I think the other day actually at Target. It didn't look as bad as the promo shots. I don't know if that was just like an early prototype or something. I mean, it still wasn't good, but those promo shots might be the worst promo shots of all time. But yeah, I'm sure people will be excited for that. And then the next one, I think people will also be excited for, is a Nightwing from Nightfall.
Yeah.
So kind of continuing because I've got my Nightfall Batman back here, and then wasn't the Catwoman technically Nightfall?
I think
one, or no?
Yeah, she might have been.
So kind of rounding those out. Wonder if we'll get another version of an Asbat someday, perhaps.
I would think so, because I mean we haven't gotten this like Mafex looking one, right? Oh, you can't quite see it on the picture, but yeah, I mean I think it seems like for some reason Nightfall is very popular right now because Mafex is putting out all their Nightfall stuff. I guess they're putting out some like Hush stuff too, but I guess so is McFarlane. Those are kind of the two main stories that seem like they're getting made across lines.
Yeah, and this Nightwing, it's the more like, I think, kind of disco looking one where he's got like the yellow thing on his chest, which it's not quite. I think people would love that first appearance Nightwing when he's got like the deep V and he's got the like ridiculous disco outfit. This one, it's like they were kind of, I don't remember if he hadn't had his normal Nightwing suit yet, but it might have been evolving into that.
Yeah.
But I think people, I don't know.
You're tempted to get this one, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree.
He'd look cool with my my Nightwing Batman.
So. I think I might wait for a sale on it, but I don't know. We'll see when it comes out and like what it looks like as a figure. But I agree. I'm tempted by this one, but not as tempted as I am by the next one, which is we've seen already, but now it's leaked to be coming, is a Steel. So I've got my Mafex Steel, but is 2 Steels really too many Steels? I might have to get McFarlane's and Mafex's and kind of compare them side by side, because I do think that character is really cool.
And then do you keep the Mafex?
That's a good question. I think for sure right now, I'm gonna keep him.
Cape.
If he like, as he's been out and sells out and creeps up in price over time, once he crosses that $150 threshold, if he does, it's hard to hold on to a figure at that point. So maybe I would have to sell him, but it's him and the Nightfall Batman. Those are some good Mafexes. I have is it Hush Nightwing? He's okay.
Yes.
He's not like these, but he also doesn't have a cape, so maybe that's unfair.
Yeah.
The capes on these are gonna blow anything McFarlane does out of the water. So.
But you're also paying what, $20-$25 for the McFarlanes.
Right. Yeah. So.
But yeah, this one looks cool. I remember from the photos, it's basically your classic Steel that you'd want. There's nothing too crazy or weird about them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always like Steel.
Are you gonna get him or no? Do you care?
I could see myself getting that one.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I really would love, like, again, with those, like, the 4 Superman he was doing, you're, like, almost there. You know how I feel about the Doomsday? So I'm hoping he does, like, the classic versions, but...
I saw that Superboy, I think, just this past week at Target, and I thought it looked so much worse in person than it did in the promo shots. Like, I don't know why it's got this weird, like, stubble, and the face just seems not it. And that Eradicator, I'm sure he's going to put out a classic Eradicator, but I'm not really wanting the modern-ish version.
Yeah.
So. All right.
But this next one I think is kind of cool. I hadn't even thought of him doing these, but a little Bizarro, Bat-Zarro 2-pack.
Yeah.
Yes, right? So, I remember these because my brother used to collect the Batman, Superman comics in like the early mid 2000s. The way he collected them was weird though. He'd get like issue like 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Which would always be super annoying because I'd be like, I can't read it, and then like, where's the next one? And he's like, oh, sorry, man. I don't know. This one looked cool. I was like, dang it, dude, you got to complete the series. But I remember reading about Bizarro and Bat-Zarro, and those guys were kind of fun. So, again, assuming I have a specific image in my head of like, it's the artist at that time was Ed McGuinness, who did like the Red Hulk first appearance. Remember that artwork? So, I think if they looked like that, that'd be pretty cool. I think those would be fun, sort of novelty guys to have.
Yeah, I like that artwork too, and that Superman's Batman storyline. I think that was pretty cool. I didn't even remember that Todd had already done a Bizarro, but I saw that at Target or Walmart yesterday or the day before. And I was like, I don't know if that's old or new or when that came out, but yeah, it was kind of interesting.
What that one looked like.
It looked pretty good. I mean, it was definitely not in this art style, but I was halfway. If it would have been on sale, I maybe would have been a little bit more tempted to pick it up, but yeah. And then after that, we've got a Damian Wayne Robin. This is from the DC versus Vampires, and it's going to be a gold label, so I would assume he's going to be a vampire.
I almost feel like we got to read that comic now, because he's just going so hard on that storyline.
Every month,
like when I heard about that, I thought it was just kind of like a blink and you miss it, but I almost feel like, I don't know if Todd's just a big fan, or if they're going to do something with it more, or what, but
I wonder if he's going to
let that go away.
Is now that Damian Wayne's kind of on a smaller body, do you think he's going to reuse this for the Mr. Mxyzptlk vampire?
Oh. You put up the card for our old episode. Yeah. Damian Wayne. I mean, again, he did like a version of Damian Wayne, right? But
yeah, he's done at least a couple.
Yeah. Still waiting for that one from the like Batman and Robin when Dick Grayson is Batman storyline. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. You know, if you're into the DC vampires, you're definitely getting what you want. So, my turn. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got an Owlman from Forever Evil as a gold label. I didn't read the Forever Evil comic, but if I remember right, most everybody in that kind of has their pretty standard looks.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to be any different than the last Owlman that he put out.
Yeah.
Not that he needs a ton of differences. He puts out Batmans that are just, different face sculpts, Supermans with a different slightly sized S, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I liked the look.
Off cape.
Doesn't Owlman kind of have more of like a feathered look, though?
Yeah, he does. I'm just throwing something out there.
Throw out better stuff, Jordan.
I'm sorry.
But I don't know. I liked the look of the first one, so we'll see. Maybe because this one's not going to come with the Build-A-Figure piece, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the last one was. So
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be tempted by him. I think Owlman's cool, even though I've only seen him in the cartoons. Maybe I've read a comic book with him, but I don't know. I don't really love the concept
He's
of
like that parallel Earth Batman, right?
Yeah, I never really liked that storyline. I don't know. I just was always kind of like, oh, we're just gonna fight the same versions of ourselves, and I don't know. Maybe if I actually read something, it would be cooler. But I just always think those alternate reality is a boring story.
It's you. but different. Well, that's always the critique with the Marvel movies, isn't it? The climax, it's always they fight like an evil version of themselves.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. He was always cool looking, though. So, anyway, that's him.
Yeah.
Then we get a Red Tornado, also going to be a gold label. I think, I don't even remember what her name was from the Black Adam movie. Tempest or something? Maybe that's not even her name.
Cyclone?
Cyclone, yeah. Does she have like a tornado effect with her? Because I feel like that would be kind of cool if there was some way to like kind of port on either tornado like arm effects or tornado like feet. I thought she came with some sort of effect, but maybe she didn't.
Might have.
She should have.
Oh, yeah. No, she did. I just looked at
Okay.
it. Yeah, it was like a white little swirly thing. Yeah, I could totally see that being reused then for Red Tornado.
Good.
So I think people would want. I mean, he's a pretty classic.
I'd be tempted by him.
I imagine if he's gold label, especially, he'll have more of his like iconic classic look. But now then it's like sometimes I get confused with the hierarchy of gold label versus platinum.
Well, I feel like platinum's usually just like that's like super rare. Like hardly, you're probably not going to find that at your store. Like gold label will be kind of everywhere, pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll have like the random, like I think the Nightfall Batman was pretty hard to get, but I think just a lot of people wanted it. But we got that gold label Martian Manhunter pretty easy. I feel like that Captain Atom is pretty easy to get, stuff like that. So
yeah,
I doubt that this one will be a hard one to track down. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I would hope it's the classic version.
Not the version. Did you ever see him in, was it Supergirl? Did you watch that show? I think he was in the first episode of that.
I don't think so. I did watch it. I don't remember him in it, though.
It looked pretty atrocious.
I mean, they didn't they do kind of like what they did with Vision, where Red Tornadoes like turns into a female for a while? Or maybe that's just like a different version of Red Tornado, just a different cyborg. I don't know.
Possible. Anyway. Next one I think people want too. It's an Animal Man gold label, which I actually recently bought some Animal Man books from Grant Morrison that were pretty, I think, popular. Like, I don't know, 80s, 90s, that I want to read.
Okay.
But I've always heard people liked Animal Man. I think he's kind of more that, like, in my understanding, more like Deadpool type, where it's not like somewhat meta in some ways, but like kind of like experimental storytelling and things. Like, I don't think it's just like a Batman comic, like, oh, Animal Man goes out and fights bad guys, and, you know, it's like more unorthodox. So I'd be curious to read that, but I could see people wanting Animal Man as sort of that somewhat overlooked character, I guess. Was he in the Justice League cartoons? I don't remember him very well.
I don't think he was like a character in a show. I think it's kind of like you just kind of pan around and everybody's gathered,
like
and I think
see him in the background
there.
Or something?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember him ever doing anything. So
I think he is kind of one of those characters with sort of a like cult following, I guess.
That's what I was thinking
like
too.
Devoted fan base, but he's never really featured too prominently. So
yeah,
I could see.
I wonder, like, do you think the CW would pick him up as a show? Because he's not like, I don't think you would need like a lot of CGI around that, would you?
Yeah, I'd have to. I wonder. I don't know, because I know that I would imagine, like, even in the new DCU, James Gunn doing the different things he's doing is kind of picking some lesser known characters. So
yeah,
who knows?
Then after that, we've got a Batgirl from the Three Jokers, Jokerized. So,
this one actually kind of makes sense to me, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because, I mean, this is like, there's kind of that cover of Joker, like, painting on the smile and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the whole, like, notion of, it's like Joker, like, you know, corrupts, or, you know, like, targets back. Or looks like that's part of the storyline. So, I mean, I guess it still doesn't totally make sense. But, yeah, the cover thing, that would work more. So, give him points for that, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll be passing.
Yeah, me too.
And we've got a new 52 Red Hood, black and white with accent color. So, I'm going to guess it's black and white, and then the red parts of his suit are probably colored.
Yeah,
which
that's what I was going to guess, too.
Actually could look kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need it.
Nope. Pass for me, too. All right, then going down in scale, let's go 6-inch figures next. So this is in the animated show kind of series. You're going to, I'll just rattle these all off. We don't need to go back and forth. You're going to get a Batman, in case you don't already have a Batman for that series. Then you're going to get a Two-Face, a Batgirl, and a Killer Croc with a baby doll. So this line is cool, I think. I mean, honestly, if I had a lot more room to display, I would probably think about collecting this line.
Yeah.
But I don't have unlimited space, so therefore I do not collect it. So
yeah, I think it's cool though. I mean, I've got obviously the older ones, some of the ones that you've gotten me too, you know, and I think it would be, I think they would they scale with these?
I think they're the same scale.
Yeah. I think it makes sense, these ones, that they're in a different scale than McFarlane's though, like the Multiverse line, personally.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of its own collection, you know?
Right.
So,
I mean, is there any from that animated series type style that you would want to add to your Batman and the few that you've got?
I mean,
what do you have now? You've got Batman, Robin,
Clayface, and Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
So, I mean, the last one, to like build a wave with Condiment King, I thought he would be kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was introduced in that show.
Nice.
And, you know, as a joke, I recently read something. I think Matt Reeves, the guy who wrote and directed the Robert Pattinson Batman, said like he seriously would love to find a way to incorporate the Condiment King,
that
which
would be
I think
funny.
would be so funny. So, no, I think it's cool that they're just continuing. I thought if I had seen, what was it, a 5? Was it a 5-pack?
I think so, yeah.
If I'd seen that, because wasn't that like 100 plus something?
Yeah, because it was Batman, Harley Quinn, Bullock, Joker, and maybe Robin, if it was a 5-pack, but I think it might have, maybe it was just a 4. I tried to get that one on clearance because I think they had put it in the wrong spot, and I was like, oh, hey, this,
I remember that.
It said it was $25, and they were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I was like, ah, son of a gun. So,
that
$25,
cool, but
I would have taken it, but yeah, no.
Yeah. But I think it's cool just to see those lines getting done. So.
Yeah. Do you want me to rattle off the 5-inch figures?
Sure.
So are these... This is
the super...
Kind of like the Super Friends looking thing?
Super Friends.
Kind of like the retro
Super
card
Powers?
looking stuff. Not the whatever old Batman TV show. This is like... Yeah. The less articulated than I think the animated series, but more articulated than the...
Aren't they called Superpowers? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like the retro card back.
Right.
Like the 5-inch, yeah.
So for that, you're going to get a Batman, a gold variant. So I would assume just a solid gold Batman. That could be actually kind of cool to like give out as like trophies, kind of like a Dundee. But I guess you could also just
I think I had like a 5-inch gold Batman as a kid.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like they made so many of those in the 90s, like just every version of Batman.
Yeah, that's from that like random box of stuff. I had a few
Polar
Batmans
Batman,
in there.
Safari Batman, Space Batman, Water Batman.
Like an electric Batman that I don't know what that one was.
Batman.
He looked cool though. He had like a kind of like a brass knuckle electric thing. I don't know. I was like, I wish this Batman would show up sometime.
I had this crazy toy. I don't know what it was from, but it was this like Jack Batman with like yellow neon pants and like a mask, and you could like pour it on this like almost like football looking gear, like faceplate, shoulder pad thing. I'm gonna have to send a picture of it so you can put it in this, but
yeah.
I don't know what it was from, but I always thought I always thought it was like a Bane mixed with Batman.
Okay. So then you're also going to get a Lord Superman, a Green Lantern Hal Jordan, Sinestro from Super Friends, Flash, also a gold variant, and a Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. So, I don't know. I mean, I think those look kind of cool. I actually just got a bunch of the Marvel 3 3/4 figures in a lot. So, my wife actually likes those better than my 6-inch figures, which that's why I run the collecting here and she doesn't. But I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
Hal Jordan,
well,
that'd be kind of cool, and Sinestro, I think those would be pretty classic figures to get.
Well, and it's also the fact of they're smaller, so it's like if you want to display them at work or something, it's probably easier to like set those up. But there's also, I think, a big thing of that, I imagine, is the nostalgia factor. Like, I inherited some of my older brothers, like Star Wars and, Marvel figures that were smaller, but for the most part, we were getting Legends and stuff. So I think we don't have as much of that attachment to that
We're
scale.
not old enough to appreciate it.
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad. I think it's cool that he's doing them, though.
I do. Yeah, I like walking down the toy aisle and seeing them. I'm like, oh, those are fun looking. I like them. Like the Darkseid, I was always tempted by Darkseid every time I saw him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right. That is all we have for the leaks from McFarlane so far. But actually, Jordan, I didn't send you the pictures of it, but I'll save it and you can go back and watch this episode later. Did you see in the groups the leaks for like the Santa Claus Batmans?
Yes, I did. Actually,
there's like
I talked to you about those. The red and the blue one, right?
And a green one. There's 3 that I've seen so far. So that one, I saw somebody in the Facebook groups posted the red and blue one, and then in our like toy group chat, there was a green one posted there too. So
oh no, I didn't see the green one.
So it looks like just Batman with kind of either a red, green, or blue suit, or a Santa Claus suit with a sack of toys. But I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of in
he got a beard though, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got a beard. And then it's in the like Toy Biz Marvel Legends style clamshell. Yeah. So what do you think of those, Jordan? You gonna pick some up for your Christmas decorations?
I think that would be fun too. I mean, I think that would go. I'd love to pose them with my Mythic Legion Santa for Father Christmas.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah. I was even somewhat tempted. I saw recently they had the Star Wars holiday ones. Which
those ones, those have always tempted me. I like cool those. Too. Yeah, those. That
I've
would
never
be
been
fun.
like I want them enough to make a plunge and like pay full price for them online, but I could somehow acquire them cheaply.
If I saw somebody selling a cheap lot of Christmas Star Wars characters, I'd probably buy them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that was kind of an interesting. I don't necessarily know why, but like it makes it more tempting for me to want to buy it because it's in the clamshell. Like it's just so satisfying to cut those open.
Yeah.
If he switched
you had to work hard for those though, man.
And you had
Let me tell you, there were no figure swappers that I know of back.
You risk cutting off your finger just opening it.
I know. I remember we'd be like trying to like pry it apart.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that I open up a Toy Biz figure. It's probably been over a year now. I think the Goliath was the last one I opened up. But you crack that puppy open and that keeps the smells sealed in tight.
Ooh, this is circa 2002. This has been aging 21 years.
Very true.
We did an episode on that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I don't think it was super popular, but sniffing your action figures, or maybe it was like a part of an episode that I like cut into a shorter episode. But
either way,
I love, and we still got to do we should have done that when we were together the other weekend. Our blind smell test, smelling Legends and Legions, and I still think Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. They've got the strongest smell. That's where it's at. So, anyway. That is all the leaks that we have for the McFarlane figures. Which ones are you going to be picking up? Which ones are you most excited about? What has he not leaked yet that he hasn't made that we need to have? Because I still would like a Red X. I think that would be cool from the Teen Titans show.
Red X. Man, who do I want? I think he should do an Alfred.
Yeah, I think he could too.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific version. It could just be like, again, like I think what most people envision when you make Alfred. I think you could do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Give him like a little like cape and cowl or something. I don't know.
So he can dress up as Batman?
I'd love that.
All right. There you go, Todd. Make us a Red X and an Alfred that can dress up as Batman. And then Which that's a good idea. I was trying to close out, but now
Okay.
I'm going into your idea more.
Yeah.
It's probably more likely now that you have, maybe you won't get your Alfred, but you're going to get Alfred dressed as Batman. And then you're going to get Alfred dressed as Batman Jokerized. And then maybe you'll get your regular old Alfred. So
Jokerized Alfred.
Yeah.
Actually, that is in a comic book, though. So
yeah.
That one would make sense.
It's coming. You could probably just like take the paint off of
it. You find out Alfred has been dressing as the Joker all these years to give Batman something to do.
Like I think I may have seen that.
All this rogues gallery is like all his old acting buddies from like when he was in the London theater.
Nice.
It's kind of funny. Cool.
I have to read that. Yeah. Cool.
I think it's called Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader. Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. Okay. I'm look it up.
All right.
Like, share, subscribe. Stay strong.
You ever want to like save those nuggets for like just all right.
I'm here to crank this out, Jordan.
Yeah, I know, but like
I'm going to the top.
Sometimes you gotta let them like simmer, don't you, a little bit?
They simmer for like 2 days and then it drops.
All right.
Like
I guess you look at the analytics more than I do, so